List of cycling records. Certified and recognized cycling records are those verified by the Union Cycliste Internationale, International Human-Powered Vehicle Association, and World Human-Powered Vehicle Association, Guinness World Records, International Olympic Committee, World UltraCycling Association, formerly Ultra Marathon Cycling Association, the UK Road Records Association. Speed record on a bicycle. The table below shows the records people have attained while riding bicycles. History of Unpaced records. The International Human-Powered Vehicle Association (IFVA) acts as the sanctioning body for new records in human-powered land, water, and air vehicles. It registers non-motor paced records, also called unpaced, which means that the bicycle directly faces the wind without any motor pacing vehicle in front. On land, the speed record registered by a rider on a 200-meter flying start speed trial was 133.28 km/h, 82.82 mph by the Canadian Sam Whittingham riding. His record has been surpassed by 0.5 km/h by Sebastiaan Boyer of the Netherlands in 2013, setting the new record of 133.78 km/h, 83.30. The record was again surpassed on 19 September 2015 by Todd Reichert by riding the ETA, a streamlined recumbent bicycle, at 139.45 km/h, 86.65 mph from the team behind the Aerovelo Atlas human-powered helicopter. Todd Reichert broke his own record again on September 17, 2016, to set a speed of 144.17 km/h, 89.58 mph at the 2016 WHBSC. The female record holder for this same category was Lisa Vetterling, who reached 107.16 km. This record was beaten by Barbara Buetois of France when she reached 121.44 km/h, 75.46 mph at Battle Mountain in 2009. She subsequently achieved 121.81 km/h, 75.69 mph at the 2010 running of the Battle Mountain event. This record was beaten on 13 Sept 2019 by Ilona Peltier of France at 126.52 km/h, 78.62 mph at the 2019 WHBSC event. History of motor paced records. Motor pacing is a type of cycling record where a pace vehicle is modified by adding a tail fairing to keep the wind off the cyclist who is riding behind it. This type of record was invented by Charles Mile-a-Minute Murphy, who drafted a train to set a 96 km/h, 60 mph record in 1899. A mile of plywood sheets was attached to the railroad ties, so Charles would have a smooth surface riding behind the train. In 1928, Leon van der Stuyft from Belgium reached 122 km/h riding behind a motorbike at a velodrome. Alexis Blancvarin from France set the record to 128.20 km/h in October 1933 riding behind a motorbike. Albert Marquet from France reached 139.90 km/h riding behind a car. On 22 October 1938, Alfred Le Turner reached 147 km/h at a velodrome in Montlhéry, France, riding behind a motorbike. On 17 May 1941, Le Turner broke the record again, reaching 175 km/h, 108.92 mph on a Schwinn bicycle riding behind a specially equipped midget racer on a Los Angeles freeway near Bakersfield, California. The first to surpass 200 km/h was the Frenchman José Mayfrid in 1962, when he reached 204 km/h, 127 mph behind a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL car on a German motorway. Alan Abbott, a cycling enthusiast and motorcycle racer, elevated the motor-paced bicycle speed record at the Bonneville Salt Flats, reaching 223 km/h, 139 mph in 1973. John Howard, Olympic cyclist and Ironman triathlon winner, reset the record to 244 km/h 152 mph, also at the Bonneville Salt Flats, on 20 July 1985. Fred Rompelberg from Maastricht, Netherlands, was the holder of the motor-paced speed world record cycling with 268.831 km/h 166.9 mph from 1995 to 28. He used a special bicycle behind a dragster of the Strasbourg drag racing team at the Bonneville Salt Flats. Denise Mueller Corneck claimed a women's bicycle land speed record at 147 mph 237 km/h at the Bonneville Salt Flats on 10 September 2016. Mueller was coached by former record holder John Howard. On 17 September 2018, again at Bonneville, she took the outright world record, riding a special KHS bike with a 62 TX12 T-gear 488 gear inches to a new overall record top speed of 183.93 mph 296 kA. History of downhill records. Hour records. The hour record for bicycles is the record for the longest distance cycled in 1 hour on a bicycle. The most famous type of record is for upright bicycles meeting the requirements of the Union Cycliste Internationale (UCI). Hour record attempts are made in a velodrome, frequently at high elevation for the aerodynamic benefit of thinner air. Between 1997 and 2014, the UCI retrospectively restricted hour record competitors to roughly the same equipment as was used by Eddie Merckx in his 1972 record. In 2014, the UCI changed the hour record rules to permit using any upright bike allowed for endurance track events. However, other retrospective changes to hour record regulations are why the current hour records are not the farthest absolute distance. The UCI hour records as of 4 October 2021 are: UCI men's record, Victor Campenaerts, 2019 55.89 kilometers 34.231 mi. UCI women's record, Joss Loden, 2021 48.405 kilometers 30.77 mi, 7 mi, 7 mi, 11 mi. UCI farthest distance men's, Chris Boardman, 1996, 56.320 is another type of record registered by the International Human-Powered Vehicle Association (IFVO) and the World Human-Powered Vehicle Association (WE). Typically fully streamlined. These feature a lower frontal area than a UCI bicycle due to their recumbent seating design of the rider. They enclose the rider and machine in aerodynamic shapes made of carbon fiber, Kevlar, or fiberglass to reduce air resistance. A further type of record is for partially streamlined recumbents, which are open but have either a windshield in front or a streamlined tail box in the rear. This is registered by the World Recumbent Racing Association (WRRA). Streamlined recumbent bicycle, and rider enclosed in an aerodynamic shell. Francesco Russo of Switzerland set a new world record by covering 91.556 km 56.89 miles in 1 hour at the Dekra track in Germany on 2 August 2011. This record is approved by the WHVVA. On 19 July 2009, Sam Whittingham at the Ford Motor Company's 5-mile oval test track in Romeo, Michigan, achieved 90.598 km. This record was approved by the IFA and WHVVA committees in 2008. Damjan Zabelnik achieved 87.123 km. Km. Non-streamlined recumbent bicycle, no shell, only disc wheels, and riders sitting on top frame. The best mark was achieved by Aurélien Bonneteau, a French rider at the Bordeaux Velodrome. He rode a bicycle with a nearly horizontal seat to allow his back to lie flat, 2 standard-sized wheels, an elliptical chainring, and shortened pedal arms to reduce the air volume swept out by his legs. His distance was 56.696 km, 35.229 miles, on 16 July 2014. 24 hours record. Men's road record, women's road record. Beatrice Grimshaw claimed to have broken the women's road record c. 1900. However, the distance ridden is unclear. No authority has recognized the record, and there are doubts about her claim. Edith Atkins set the women's road record at 422 miles 679 km on 12 July 1953. Christine Moody set the women's record at 427.86 miles 688.43 km in July 1969. Sandy Earle set a new road record at 442.46 miles 712.7 km on 14 August 2011. Maria Parker set a new road record at 469.198 miles 755.101 km on 13 October 2012. Amanda Coker set a new road record at 512.506 miles 824.8 km on 23 October 2021, becoming the first woman in history to break 500. Men's track record. Dr. Mitchell Anderson set the 24-hour outdoor track record at 555.723 miles 894.349 km at the Arc in Wensleydale, Victoria, Australia on 30 March 2018. Ralph Disseviscourt set the 24-hour outdoor track record at 568.8 miles 915.39 km in Vianden, Luxembourg on 11 July 2020. Christoph Strasser set the indoor track record at 585.252 miles 941.872 km at Velodrome Suisse, Grenchen, Switzerland on 14-15 October 2017. Women's track record. Petra von Fintel set the women's human-powered vehicle HPV land distance record at 628.82 miles 1011.99 km in 24 hours in a Milan velomobile at Klettwitz, Germany on 12 July 2015. In July 2018, Nisai Wald claims to have ridden 1088 kilometers, 676 mi at the Opel Test Center in Rodgau-Dudenhofen, Germany. However, as of 31 July 2018, the ride is yet to be recognized by the World Human-Powered Vehicle Association. Elena Novikova, Ukraine, set the women's indoor track record at 485.687 miles 782 km. Sina Hogan regained the women's outdoor track record at 445.78 miles 717 km. Average speed 18.57 miles per hour 29.89 km/h at Hellier Park Velodrome, San Jose, California, United States on 4 May 2012. Long distance records. Pembroke to Great Yarmouth. Pembroke to Great Yarmouth is the traversal of the whole width of the island of Wales and England between two extremities, starting in Pembroke in the west and finishing in Great Yarmouth in the east. The record is also known as the side-to-side record. The distance by road using the traditional route is 349 miles 562 km, and the records are maintained by the Road Records Association. Some of its current records are: upright bicycle. In October 2018, Nick Clark claimed the record in 15:23:59. Women's record, Maria Bloom 2004, 16:51:56. Men's tandem bicycle record, Tim Bailey and Adam Broyett, 2019, 14:15 and 20s. Land's End to John O'Groats. Land's End to John O'Groats is the traversal of the whole length of the island of Great Britain between two extremities in the southwest and northeast. The distance by road using the traditional route is 874 miles 1407 km, and the records are maintained by the Road Records Association. Some of its current records are: upright bicycle. In June 2018, Michael Broadwith claimed the record in 43:25 m13s. Fared recumbent bicycle, Andy Wilkinson 1996, 41 Form 22s. Women's record, Lynn Taylor Lynn Bedolf 2001 52:45 m. On 30 July 2021, Christina McKenzie completed in 51 5 m5s, but as of 30 July 2021, this is not yet recorded on the RRA website. Women's tricycle record, Jane Moore 2014 88:45 m21s. Men's tandem record, D. Irvine and C. Mitchell 2015 45:11 m0s. Mixed tandem record, A. Wilkinson and L. E. Taylor Lynn Bedolf 2000 51:19 m23s. Return journey between Land's End and John O. Groats. Fen Rocket claimed to have set a record of 141 m0s for an upright bicycle from Land's End to John O. Groats to Land's End, being the return journey of Land's End to John O. Groats. The distance by road using the traditional route is 1748 miles 2813 km. The precise route he took is not clear, as his website says the distance ridden was 1880 miles 3030 km. Its status as a record, however, was dubious, as no recognized authority certified the record. In September 2017, James Macdonald set a Guinness World Record, starting and finishing at John O. Groats. Guinness certified the record as covering 1725 miles 2776 km in 5 days 18 hours and 3 minutes, beating Rocket's time by 3 hours and 5 minutes. On 3 September 2020, Marcia Roberts became the first female to record the journey starting at Land's End by bike in a time of 11 days, 13 hours and 13 minutes, and set a Guinness World Record. 1,000 miles. On 13 March 1940, Pat Hawkins set the world 1,000-mile record in Perth. Men's record, Gethin Butler 2001. After setting the Land's End to John O. Groats record in 2001, Gethin Butler continued to ride, completing 1,000 miles in 55 hours 59 minutes 0 seconds. Women's record, Lynn Taylor 2001. After setting the women's Land's End to John O. Groats record, Lynn Taylor continued to ride, completing 1,000 miles in 64 hours and 38 minutes. Ultramarathon. Race Across America, an ultramarathon bicycle race across the United States that started in 1982. The fastest average speed records are solo man Christoph Strasser, 2014, who averaged 16.42 mph 26.425 km/h, riding 3,020 miles 4,860 km in 7 days, 15 hours and 56 minutes. Solo woman Sina Hogan, 1995, who averaged 13.23 mph 21.3 km/h, riding 2912 miles 4,686 km in 9 days, 4 hours, 2 minutes. 7 days. 1 month. There are 2 authorities currently recognizing this record: Guinness World Records and World UltraCycling Association, formerly the Ultramarathon Cycling Association. Tommy Godwin rode 8,583 miles 13,813 km in July 1939, on his way to setting the world endurance record for a single year. However, no authority has recognized this as a record. Current record holders are WUCA record holder Amanda Coker rode 8,012.4 miles 12,894.7 km in April 2017. Guinness World Record holder Janet Davison rode 4,010 miles 6,455 km between 24 July and 22 August 2015. WUCA male record holder Stephen Abraham rode 7,104.3 miles 11,433.3 km between 2 September and 1 October 2016. Guinness World Record holder Mark Beaumont UK rode 7,031 miles 11,000 315.29 km between 2 and 31 July 2017, traveling from Paris to Jerramungup, Western Australia. / 100,000 miles. On 11 July 2017, 24-year-old Amanda Coker set a new fastest completion of 100,000 miles by bicycle record, doing so in 423 days. Coker's record improved by 77 days on Tommy Godwin's prior record of 500 days set in May 1940. The record was certified by the Guinness Book of Records and the Ultra Cycling Association, now the WUCA. World endurance record for distance in a calendar year. Men's record. In 1911, the weekly magazine Cycling began a competition for the highest number of 100-mile rides or centuries in a single year. The winner was Marcel Plains with 332 centuries, in which he covered 34,366 miles, 55,307 km. The inspiration for the competition was said to be the efforts of Harry Long, a commercial traveler who rode a bicycle on his rounds covering every part of England and Scotland, and who covered 25,376 miles, 40,839 km in 1910. The world record for distance cycled in a year began in an era when bicycle companies competed to show their machines were the most reliable. The record has been officially established 9 times. A 10th claim, by the English rider Ken Webb in 1972, was disallowed. Apart from the 1911 competition organized by Cycling, there was no authority that set rules for record attempts nor certified the mileage ridden. In 1937, the League of Victorian Wheelmen declined a request by Ossie Nicholson for patronage for his attempt on the record. Nicholson's response was to appoint a committee to supervise his attempt. The mileage had been traditionally verified by way of a sealed mileometer and cards signed by upstanding members of society such as police officers or postmasters. In November 2014, the Ultramarathon Cycling Association announced that it would recognize a new record category for the highest annual mileage in a year and set rules for the record. All of the previous record holders, from Marcel Plains to Tommy Godwin, rode a double triangle diamond frame bicycle, and their rides all commenced on 1 January. The Ultra-Marathon Cycling Association decided, however, to permit any bike type except for fared recumbents, and that an attempt may start on any day of the year running for 365 consecutive days. Odometers and cards were replaced by GPS recording and live tracking devices such as the Spot satellite messenger. In 2015, 3 cyclists commenced an attempt to beat the record set by Tommy Godwin. Briton Steve Abraham started his attempt on 1 January, American Kurt Cyrmojo, nicknamed Tarzan, started 10 January, and Australian Miles Smith started on 18 June. Abraham was hit by a moped rider on 29 March 2015, breaking his leg above the ankle. After 2 weeks' recovery, Abraham resumed cycling gradually, using just one leg to pedal a recumbent trike. Abraham rode 63,568 miles, 102,303 km in his calendar year attempt. Having lost so much distance, Abraham launched a concurrent attempt on the record starting on 8 August 2015. However, announced on 22 January 2016 that he had ended his concurrent attempt. Smith ceased his attempt on 13 November 2015. Cyrmojo managed to overcome weather injury and also married his one-woman support crew Alicia Cyrmojo, breaking Godwin's mark with 5 days to spare. Cycling Weekly reported a surprising number of people were less than charitable about Cyrmojo's amazing feat. Cyrmojo planned his attempt to hit his final mileage of 76,076 miles exactly, writing the number is significant in that it took 76 years and 76,076 miles to take the record from the British The Spirit of 76 Lives On. This UltraCycling record is also recognized as a Guinness World Record. Women's record. During 1938, Billy Duvey, The English Keep Fit girl of the 1930s achieved a record 29,899.4 miles, 48,118.4 km. Contemporary advertising shows that she rode a Rudge Whitworth bicycle and relied on Cadbury milk chocolate for energy. Duvey combined the attempt with a lecture tour, often finishing her ride and then giving a fitness lecture in the evening. In February 1942, Pat Hawkins, the holder of the world 7 days record, claimed to have ridden 45,402.8 miles, 73,068.7 km in Perth, West Australia, despite having missed 7 weeks riding. A few days later, the claim was withdrawn due to discrepancies in her logs. The press had reported her campaign in relation to Billy Duvey's record, to wit, after 10 weeks, she had recorded 7,302.8 miles, 11,752.7 km, compared to Mrs. Duvey's 5,238 miles, 8,430 km. She would have reached Duvey's record after 36 weeks, 3 days, 1 hour and 20 minutes. The endeavor was sponsored by Bruce Multi Limited. In 2016, Kedsa Thailand broke the record, exceeding Duvey's mileage on 24 November, with over a month of the year left to go. Guinness did not ratify Billy Duvey's record and had set a target of over 50,000 km. Thailand cycled all over the UK and Europe, encouraging others to join her every day and make sweat pledges of support. Thailand set the Guinness World Record for females at 52,025 kilometers, 32,327 mi. On 5 April 2017, the 326th day of her year-long record attempt to ride more miles in a year than anybody ever, Amanda Coker broke the women's as well as the overall mileage record when she exceeded Kurt Cyrmojo's previous record of 76,076 miles, 122,430. The Guinness Book of World Records certified Coker's record at the end of her record-breaking day at 76,233.9 miles, 122,686.81 km. Coker completed her year-long mileage record with 86,537 miles, 139,268 km. On June 4, 2016, Alicia Cyrmojo became the first woman over 50 years of age to make an attempt at the highest annual mileage record. On June 3, 2017, while she fell short of breaking Amanda Coker's overall women's record, Ms. Cyrmojo was awarded the highest annual mileage record and highest month mileage record, 4,021 miles, 6,471 km in the 50-59 age category by the Uk. Road bicycle racing records. The following is a list of road bicycle racing achievements and records. Monument wins: Eddie Merckx 19, Roger de Vliemink 11, Costa Girardingo Fausto Coppi, Sean Kelly 9. Grand Tour wins: Eddie Merckx 11, Bernard Hinault 10, Jacques Anquetil 8, Anquetil 8, L8. Tour de France wins: Miel Indurain 5 consecutive, Eddie Merckx 5, Bernard Hinault 5, Jacques Anquetil 5. Giro d'Italia wins: Alfredo Binda 5, 3 consecutive, Fausto Coppi 5, Eddie Merckx 5, 3 consecutives. Vuelta a España wins: Roberto Heras 4, 3 consecutive. Tour de France yellow jerseys: Eddie Merckx 96, Bernard Hinault 75, Miel Indurain 60, Chris Froome 59, Jacques Anquetil 50, Antonin Magny 38, Nicolas France and Philippe Weiss 37. Giro d'Italia pink jersey: Eddie Merckx 78, Alfredo Binda 60, Francisco Moser 57, Gino Bartali 50, Giuseppe Sarani 49, Jacques Anquetil 42, Fausto Coppi and Bernard Hinault 31. Vuelta a España red jersey: Alex Sol 48, Roberto Heras 34, Dilio Rodriguez and Gustave Delors 32. Triple Crown of Cycling: Eddie Merckx 1974, Stephen Roch 1987, UCI Road World Cup, Paolo Bettini 3. UCI Road World Rankings, Sean Kelly 5. Velo d'Or Award, Alberto Contador 4. Track Cycling Records, Wheelie Records. The longest bicycle wheelie in 1 hour is 30.95 km, 19.23 miles, and was achieved by Manuel Schadiger, Switzerland in Bern, Switzerland on 12 September 2020. Kurt Osborne, nicknamed Wheelie King from California, United States, is the Guinness World Record holder for longest bicycle wheelie, riding on the back wheel of a bicycle. On 8 August 1998, he rode a wheelie for a record 11 hours at the Anaheim Convention Center, California. In June 2012, David Pixie Robillard failed to break the record. From 13 April to 25 June 1999, he rode 2839.6 miles from Hollywood to the Guinness World Records experience in Orlando on one wheel, also for a Guinness World Record, becoming the first person in history to ride a bicycle wheelie coast to coast. During his attempt, he rode an average of 50 miles per day, sometimes with winds in excess of 40 miles per hour. Other facts: he cycled on the 110 highway, had 4 flat tires on the rear tire of course, over 1.8 million pedal revolutions from start to finish, and was chased by dogs almost daily. Around the world. To qualify for the relevant Guinness World Record, one must satisfy various requirements, such as total distance traveled, pass through 2 approximate antipodal points, provide specified evidence, etc. Jenny Graham cycled unsupported around the world in 124 days. Mark Beaumont cycled supported around the world in 78 days, 14 hours, 40 minutes. Lloyd Collier and Louis Snellgrove tandem cycled unsupported around the world in 281 days. Ed Pratt unicycled unsupported around the world in 3 years, 135 days.